Okay, so I'm going to show you here how to send your first email newsletter using MailChimp. So first of all, we're going to log on to MailChimp.com, and to log into your account, you select the login button in the top right here. You want to enter your username and password that you supplied to you, and push login. Once logged in here, you're going to notice the navigation at the top. You have your campaigns, templates, lists, and reports. Right now we're going to focus on the campaigns tab. Okay, once the campaign tab loads, you have the title of your previously sent newsletters. If you have a bunch of newsletters you've sent before, you have the status, whether they've been sent or they're draft, and then you have some stats here where it tells you your opens and your clicks. So we're just going to go ahead and we're going to create a new newsletter. So we're going to create the push the create campaign button. It's going to ask you what you want to create. We're going to create an email. Now that you're at the create an email area, you're going to name your campaign. This is only for internal use, so you'll see this on the dashboard of the campaigns. So I'm just going to put testing campaign. And then click begin. It's going to ask you who you want to send it to. Open your drop down menu list here, and you should have a list that you've titled your company name. And then you're going to be sending to your entire list. And then we're going to go to the next button down here. Next page will load. You have your email subject. You want to put a nice email that or subject here that would be enticing. So I'm going to put we're going to do introducing. Okay, and then the preview text. This is the text that will appear just after your subject line in your in Gmail or Outlook, whichever mail server you're using. Will actually show this little snippet. So it's a preview text. So this wants to be an example of what your email is about. Okay, now I've got my snippet text written. I've got my from name, which is defaulted to my name, and then defaulted to my email address. If you want to send it from a different address, you can change that here, but we'll keep it simple. And then we can leave the default settings. Everything's all set up in your account. We've already preset those. And then we want to click next to take you to the next screen. Here we're selecting a template on how your email will look. So we've created a save template for you. You may have multiple templates in here, but we've created one for you that has your company name, and it should say the year on there on when it was created. In case you create new ones later, just name it by the year. As you can see, we've got previous years here. Next, you select by just left clicking it here, and it will load your template. Now we're on the design your email phase. So you should see your preset header in the top and your body content here. This is what you want to edit. Everything else in your template should be fine, and you don't need to change it. It will just be the content area. So if you click here, it's going to load on the right here what you can edit, or you can click this edit icon here. Both do the same thing, and it's going to load your area to edit your text here. So the strategy I'm going to suggest here is naming your title of your email your blog post, and then the body content will be your blog post snippet, kind of a preview of what your blog post is all about, and we'll also include an image. So I'm going to go ahead and load my page on my website that I want to send people to. So this is a blog post I wrote, and it's all about the 6-month ROI Internet Marketing Plan. And so I'm going to take a little snippet of text. So let's just assume this is what I want to include, and hopefully this is enticing enough that people want to read more after that. So I'm going to just copy this, bring that over, and then I'm going to copy and paste it right into here. Now you'll notice if I do that, the styles are going to come through from the website and try and replicate themselves here. So often what I do is I actually use the paste button. So I'm going to undo that, and I'm going to first delete that text, and then you can paste from rich text editor or paste as plain text. So both will do the same thing. I'm going to do paste as plain text. Copy that in here. Notice how it still has all those styles. When I push OK, it removes those styles. So now I've got the text in here. I want to change the title as well. I'm going to go ahead and copy the title from my blog post. Bring that in. Remember, you can use the paste from plain text here. Copy that in and push OK. Now it matches the file or the styles of my current title that I have in here. Okay, next I want to have an image in here. So I'm going to actually make another line break here. Oh, let's do 2 line breaks. And then I want to add this image in here. So I'm going to go to my website and take this image. So I'm going to right click and go save image as. And I'm going to save it into just a temp folder here. Okay, so there's my image. I'm going to go back into my email. I'm going to upload the image into here. There's an image manager here. Click that, it's going to bring up all the images within your files you've uploaded into your MailChimp account. You want to click the upload button here and then select your image. Once you've selected it, it's going to upload it automatically and give you the dimensions of the image. So I'm going to leave this the same size. That's an appropriate size. Max width, I would say 600 pixels. 300 works great. I'm going to link the image so that when it's clickable, it's going to visit my blog post. So I'm going to go back to my blog and take this link here, copy that, and then paste it into the URL box here. It's important to click the open in a new window, as that will actually open a new window when the user clicks on it from their email address. So it's a feature that will help navigation of the person's email to leave their email and go onto a browser. And I'm going to save and insert the image. So you notice the image is actually on the left here. If I want to center it, I'm going to actually click below the image and go above. You can go right up above it here like this. It's going to select the whole image, and you can then push the center button, and that brings it into the middle here. And now it looks a little nicer when it's centered. Now, another thing that I would suggest doing is actually adding a read more button. What I want to do here is put it at the very end of this text. So I'm going to add another image here. And I've actually already uploaded my read more button into my account, so I'm just going to select that here and then go insert. And then again, I want to make this button linkable. So I'm going to copy paste that link right into the image box here where it shows the link to URL, and then open a new Windows checked. I'm going to say save and insert. There we go. It's now in my email. Now again, I want to center that. I'm going to click above it, drag into it so it's highlighted, and then you can center it by pushing the center. Okay, so the email's looking pretty good. I might do one other thing here, and it looks like the now that I got the image centered, I might actually center the text at the top as well. So I'm going to take this title so that it's going to be aligned in the center, and now it looks a little more balanced there. Okay, so you can do the whole email if you want by selecting all the text and centering it. I'm just going to leave it like this as is. One other thing you might want to look at, and depending on how your template is created, there might also be this short preview text at the top here if it wasn't linked up with the beginning of the email campaign. So this is the area where we talked about earlier using the short snippet. I'm going to just copy paste my content in here. Okay, and there we have it. There's my snippet of text. I'm going to save and close that. Now looking at the full email, it looks good to send, so I'm going to actually go to the next button here and click that. And now you're confirming your email and making sure that each of these settings have the green checkbox on it. If it doesn't say green checkbox, it will have a red X, and you'll need to fix that by clicking the edit button over here. Social cards, you can ignore this for now. It does have a different icon, I know, but we can ignore that for now. Now, you'll know when your email is ready to send because it's going to tell you at the top, okay, you're all good, ready to send here. So there's two options. There's one which is schedule, and there's one that just sends directly. I'm going to show you what the schedule looks like. This brings up your calendar. So let's say I want to send it on Thursday, the 21st. I'm going to say 6 a.m. in the morning. That is now scheduled to go, and we can then push schedule campaign. So I'm not going to actually send this one, so I'm just going to put cancel here. And what you can do is you can actually, before you send it off directly to your full list, you can actually send a test to yourself to take a look at how it looks. And this is what I'd suggest for sure on every email you send. So send a test. I'm going to send this to myself here. And once you go send test, you're going to receive that in your inbox. This confirms that it's been sent. Take a look at the email, make sure you click all the links, read through it again, and then once it's good to go, you can then come back in here and select the send button or schedule it to be sent later. Great, well thanks, I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and good luck sending your first email.